Okay, we have our character set up with the expressions they've made. I've increased the size. I've increased the scale 10 times. I've rotated him around so his front is now facing front. I've set up some goggles to help his eyes, or to control his eyes. We can control both of them, or if we wanted to, we can control just one at a time. So these are little controllers on them. Yeah, these are expressions down here. It doesn't really matter that they're facing the wrong way. So they are still linked to him. Okay, so I'm going to give it a go to try and get the bones inside him. The first thing I do, make sure I'm in the rigging. Yeah, so make sure you're in the rigging. I'm going to skeleton. I'm going to use a quick rig, but then I'm going to have to add to it. So just go with the quick rig for now. I just have my mesh selected, skeleton, quick rig. So it opens up this menu here. I'm just going to shut that one down for now. So I want to use step by step. Actually, at the top there, I'm going to have to add. So step by, I clicked on the plus there. Quick rig character, step by step. Now add the geometry. So there's my geometry. Guides, I'm just going to let it create an update. So this is where we have to make some decisions. So it has determined where the body parts are. So sometimes it gets it right, sometimes it doesn't. So I'm just going to move things around a little bit. So this one, if I look over here, my outliner, it'll tell me, so that's meant to be the shoulder. So I could probably pull that up a little bit. So whatever I do on this side, I want it to mirror on the other side. So I can do that here. So just click on the mirror button. That's the second one, depending if you're going right to left or left to right. I'm going to pull that in a little bit, and then I'm going that way. This should be my left arm. So this is kind of the top of the arm. So I probably want to pull that up a little bit here. Again, mirror it. This is my elbow, which is telling me it is the left forearm. And I mirrored it. And then this one is the left hand. So I'm kind of going to put that at the wrist, around the wrist area, and mirror it. That's meant to be my head, so it kind of didn't get that right. This one is my neck. So I can put the neck somewhere around there. Spine, then I'm just going to space these out a little bit more. So they're kind of all scrunched down. So I'm just moving them directly straight up. There's no mirroring on them. This one's my hips now, so I need to be aware where that's going. Probably about right. My leg, then the hip up a little bit. So I really kind of want to keep my legs straight. You know, I want this above my knee. So my knee is, I see I have my my mesh displaying, so I can kind of get a good idea where my mesh is and what my body parts are lining up with. So I'm kind of going to pull that over a little bit, just over the knee. And the same with the foot, which I could probably pull down. Okay, be careful, because when I do that on one side, I wanted to do it on the other. The same with the knee. And the ankle or the foot probably could go down a bit about there. I'm going to check that again in the side view. So I'm just going to go to my side view. So you can see the knee, even though it might look right in the front view, it's kind of not in the side view. I want to pull that towards the front of the knee, so it's giving me a bend. So there's the top of my leg. So it's kind of going to come from here to here to here. I probably should put all your blend shapes there on a layer. I'm going to add a layer. And call it blends. the groups all, and then I'm going to hide them. Okay, so just clearing that up a little bit there. So there's my foot, so I might pull it up a little. Right there is going to be my toe. Yeah, so I'm going to pull that forward actually a little bit. So it's kind of going to go heel, or knee, heel, toe. Don't move that. That's my reference. Don't move that. That's another guide. So just looking at my spine then, is it in the right position? Are my hips in the right position? Yeah, possibly. Let's give it a go. Spine. Okay, so neck and head. I might pull that forward a bit just because the head is so long. Something to that. So again, I'm going to look at my top view. So now just check where my arms are so I can see. That arm looks a little deformed. I'm going to turn on my wireframe on shaded just to, oh yeah, okay, so we're in the, yeah, we're in the A pose. So I'm just going to move that on that side. Okay. Yeah, so we're going to have to add some for the tail as well. Now I'm going to go ahead with this to see how it will work. So that was, I put my guides in, I've adjusted my guides, and now I'm going to update the skeleton, or create the actual skeleton. So that puts that in. So I can just do a test on this, see how it's working the right way. You know, that the arms are bending the right way. It's not really a whole lot more I can do with that. So I'm going to have to add to this, but I'll go on to the next stage. Any of these stages that if I'm not happy with, I can delete. So say my guides were not in the right place, and I've made my skeleton and I can see that the arm is not where the arm's meant to be, I can hit delete. And that'll just go back to the step prior. And then I can say I moved the guides and then do it again. Create update rig. Should make it again. And then the next one is the skinning. So I'm just going to check the settings on it. I'm going to accept all the defaults except the maximum influences. I'm going to pull that down a bit. That's kind of determined that each joint has, you know, the vertices have influenced by 5 different joints or vertices. I can't even remember right now. But anyway, I'm just going to pull that down a bit so it has a little less influences apply. And once I have done that, it's trying to skin it. Oh. I'll just reset that. What's wrong with this? Let's reset it back to what it was at. All right, now it's working. Okay, because this chap has a separate scarf, I actually need to, I should have selected that up here as another object that was bound to the skeleton. So I'm going to have to go back and do that. I might just pause this for now and I'm going to do that and see what will happen. Anyway, even before I do that, I can just do a bit of a test to see how the legs work. Yeah, not bad. So see the way when I pull the leg up, it's not distorting too badly. I pull this arm in. Yeah, that looks pretty good. I only have a certain amount of controls here, but I can kind of test out other ones too, you know, as in each joint can be its own control. So if I select that, pull it down, yeah, you can see my eyes now are separate because they are separate objects. So I'm going to have to deal with that too. I'm just adding some of the finger joints here, so manually. So I'm just kind of showing some of the naming. We have to be quite detailed with the name for these. So I'm kind of going to naming them manually. So I've put in joints. I'll kind of go through how to do that again. And I'm going to connect them to the overall parent joint. This is left thumb, and say low or mid. And then next one is, which I can kind of copy, Control C, Control V, left thumb below. And then this one is left thumb. And we call the end one a nub. So I'm just going to call that nub. So that's just the thumb joints. You see I have 3 there. And on the finger, I have another 3. So I'm going to go through and name all of them. I won't make you watch me, but that's basically what I have to do. Still going here, so I call the first one a pointer and this one a finger. So I'm naming them all again. I've put these in, so I'm going to connect them to the wrist. So this is my wrist, a bit high up, but I think it'll work. I'm going to go, so this is my child, this is my parent, P, the parent. This is my child, this is my parent, P for parent, this is my child, it's my parent. I'm holding down shift as I'm selecting them, P for parent. Now I know in my book, okay, maybe I should have moved them first. So I'm going to move them. So the joints end up down on the ground in this kind of weird, just flat. So I'm going to have to move them up and position them before I parent them. So I did it in the top view because that's the direction I wanted them to be in. And now I'm going to rotate them around. It's not going to work. I'll have to do it finger by finger. I'll be back. So I basically maneuvered these joints structures inside the finger. Now I can see the fingers might be a little on the short side, so I'm going to actually move them so I can move the joint. So you know that's my nub. I'm going to pull it down a bit. So this is going to be my upper finger. Pull that down a bit. Upper finger. Pull that down a bit. I probably put on my wireframe on shaded, so I kind of have some idea of where these are going to, you know, bend at. See if I can go back there, because I think all I needed to do was move them up a bit. There we go. That's kind of where I want them to bend, so I didn't really need to go through all that. So you can see the nub, I'm kind of having that stick out the end of the finger a little bit there. That's fine. The thumb then, yeah, I could probably pull it back a little bit. So that's the top, you know, these are the knuckles. And then I'm going to parent them to the wrist. So child to parent, holding down shift. Okay. They're crashing me now. I just did a save on it. Yeah, so I'm going child. It's the parent. Child, parent, and P for parent. Child, parent, and P for parent. I'm gonna see. Okay, so I have the tail, and I have the And now I think I probably should have mirrored that over. Let me do that. So I've selected the thumb joint there. I'm coming up here to skeleton, mirror joints, going into the setting. I'm going to the next option there, Y to Z. So I want the name to change. I don't want to have to go in and change it myself. So I'm going to tell it to search for L and replace with R. So everything with an L for left is going to be now copied and replaced with R. So if I say mirror, there's my thumb over there. I'm going to do each of them. So skeleton, mirror joints, go to the setting, make sure it's that. And once I put in this search for L, replace with R, mirror. It's the first one, and then this one, skeleton, mirror joints, search for L, replace. Okay. So now I should have the same on either side. I never named the tail, so I'm going to name that too. So that's going to be, oops. Tail up. Copy that down to, oops, yikes, not that. Don't know what to do there. Tail joints. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. Tail, so I call the ends nubs. So that's a nub. Tail low. So I have to parent the fingers again to the wrist. So I'm just going to go through that. So child to parent P. Child to parent P. Child to parent P. Do it on the other side. Anyway, I had to line this up again. Oh, where's my recording gun? Yeah. So I'm trying to get it working. Let's see. Create update. Okay, that works better. The last time the whole rig just jumped back. So I've added the extra tail and stuff here, so I'm going to try and connect it some way. Okay, give me a minute. So I have turned off the IK and FK up here and turned on my overall just rig skeleton. And now I'm parenting my new bits. I could just add them here, but I'd already created them. So I'm just parenting them to the existing rig, and hopefully this will work. So child parent P. Okay. Let's see what happens. So I clicked on create update. So I'm hoping this worked. I might put back on my just controls so I can make them work. So what are you doing what I wanted to? Okay, I was running into some problems with the rig here, and I think one of my problems was the overall body was grouped. I'm going to ungroup that. So I'm going to select the overall body, edit, and ungroup. So now what I'm rigging is just body neutral, and I am going to add the scarf to this too. So I'm just going to do it again. I'm creating a joint again here. I'm clicking the tail. Then I'm going to go to the side view, or clicking the actual hips first. So I wanted to connect to that. So it's kind of going to come here. I don't know how many I want. So I'm going to put a few in, depending on how flexible we want this to be. And right click at the end just to finish it. And then I'm going to go in and name these. as I did before. I'll get it yet. There's the tail named again. And I've connected the fingers hopefully to the hand. So I'm going to come on down now to the next step in this. So skinning, I'm just going to go to the settings, make sure it's edit, reset, okay. Apply. Close. So fingers crossed, if I select the tail and move it, it moves. Yes, that's what I want. And if I select the fingers now and move them, yep, they're working. Okay, that's good. That's what I want. I'm turning back on my IK mode here, so yeah, he should be moving. Now I know my eyes are still a bit of a problem. I'm gonna sort them out now. Just want to do a little bit of a test to see how he's weight painting. Okay, so we need a little bit of work on the top there. So I'll set that up to work on it. I'm going to set up a little bit of test animation so I can weight paint the stuff a bit better. You know, how it's, you know, see the way it's pulling the neck and a bit of the head. So I need to weight paint, adjust the weight painting on that so it'll work a bit better. So I'm just going to come down to my timeline, set a key, probably make sure I'm in auto key. So I'm a key at the home position. I'm going up to 15. Actually, maybe I'll just go there, hold it, go to 15, and down a bit, back up to 25. So now if I select the mesh and the scarf, because they are two separate ones, most of you won't have that. So I go to skin, paint skin weights, and open that up. So that opens up here. So I need to figure out which one is pulling it. It's probably my left shoulder. So see the left shoulder, I can see where it's a bit grey. It's pulling the neck or the scarf and the head bit. So I'm going to paint that out. So I want my value. Adjust my value here. So holding down B and dragging increase or decreases the size of my brush. So value 1 is all the way up. So I'm going to go to value 0, which takes off. So see the way it's going fully black. So now I'm kind of just painting on that area, and it should, see as I'm pulling there, I want to take off the pulling. I have it in smooth or non-smooth depending on. This is the problem with having accessories, you know, they start to deform as well, so I don't really want that deforming with the shoulder move. So I kind of just work my way around there. Could maybe do this separate. I might just work on the scarf separately. So I just came out of that, and now I'm selecting on my scarf, and then I'm going to go skin, paint skin weights, click in there, and there's my left shoulder. And the only thing I'm painting now is the scarf. So if I move my arm, you know, it's moving the body as well, but I can't weight paint the body. So I'm just going to take it all off. Probably could actually flood that with no, because I don't really want any bending on that. So I'm taking that off. That's my left shoulder, my left arm then. I'm going to take that off too, so I think I'll just flip that as well. So now when my arm moves, my scarf is not moving. I still need to adjust the neck. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my mesh. So then I'm just going to come out of this, just click away, and maybe select both of them now. And skin, paint skin weights, back in there again. So as my arm is pulling down, I can see the head is distorting a little bit. So I want right shoulder. I'm just going to check in here. Nothing is distorting. It is flickering a bit on screen there. I can see that even on my one. Right arm. Thing is pulling up here. It's not the neck. Right arm. Right forearm. I'm just going to work my way down the arm there just to see if there's anything pulling it. Looks a bit better, I think. Something moving it. I'm just going to go through that again. Right forearm. Right arm. Right shoulder. I might go into smooth mode just to check. I can also switch to color ramp. Shoulder, arm, forearm. Not seeing any colors. To be left anyway, so maybe that might be a problem. Left shoulder. Left arm. Left forearm. And gonna. Okay, I think I finally got it. So the eye is not twitching. There might be a slight bit up there, but it's not too bad. So I kind of have to work my way through the body like that. So I'd put a key on that arm. I've hidden the scarf just so. Actually, maybe I might just paint off the neck a bit there because it's probably going to crash through the scarf. So I'm going to go back to skin, paint skin weights, and see why it's just pulling there a little bit higher. You wanted to pull a little bit of skin, and maybe I'll just do smooth there. I don't want it pulling too far away. And that's it in non-smooth, so I can see what it looks like in smoother too, just turning that on. So I wasn't really looking under the arm, so I'm going to look there now. Really make a huge difference? Probably not. I'll just take out some of that underarm. Spread, it's just pulling skin there. Maybe I don't want it pulling quite so much. You don't want to take away everything. What this is doing is painting weights on the vertices that are closest to that joint. So it actually turns out with a numerical chart. I don't think we'll get into that now. Can I show it there? No, it's another place I have to go to show it to you. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to do with that. So I'm going to work my way around a little bit and try and tidy up any funny creasing. And I'm going to mirror that too. So I can go up here, skin, mirror skin weights. I want to go Y to Z. Yes, Y to Z and then mirror. So hopefully that has helped or worked. So if I just kind of do this side, try and rotate that down. Yes, that picks that side too. Okay, so I'm just going to go around a little bit and see anywhere else where it needs a bit of fixing. So a bit of testing there on the foot. How does that work? That's not too bad yet. The fingers, I didn't really do a whole lot with them, so we can see they probably do enough for what we're going to want to do with it. This is not going to be an elaborate rig, so direction that is bending now is a bit concerning. It's a bit weird, but I think it'll do for what we need. So I'm going to see if I can paint that a little bit. So I'm just going to set a key on them. And I did the pointer finger there. Check this one. A little bit on the, sorry, I didn't realize that was still recording. Okay, bit of a deformed thumb, but I think it'll do what we need. I could get a bit more detailed on the feet, but I don't think this chap's feet is going to be seen too much when he's sitting at the table. So I'm just going to leave that for now. Unless it becomes an issue, we can always change it. Okay.